Well, here we are, and we are live. First off, please excuse my voice. And I'm just really happy to be with you guys tonight. Live. Here we are. Okay, think we need to get Ken to turn his voice off on his computer. Wait, I think we need to get Ken to turn his voice off. I'm getting a lot of backs. There we go. That's better. Hi, Lee. Lee's here from Indiana. Good to see you as always. And my friend Debbie's here from Glendale, Arizona. How hot is it out there today, Deb? It's feeling pretty warm here, actually. Donna's here from North Carolina. Donna, yeah, every day will get better, I'm sure. Jean is here from Mount Vernon, Washington. Welcome, Jean. And Linda, my friend from Ravenna, New York. Linda Lombardo, my Michigander buddy, says it's sunny and 84 degrees. Honestly, I don't even know what the temperature is here right now, but it's warm. Linda from a hot El Paso, around 103 or 104. Huh? 82. Oh, Ken just says it's 82 up here. So it sounds like we're all in a heat wave. And next week it's going to get worse. Lois, hello from Delaware. Good to see you. So tonight, what we're going to do, we'll go ahead and get started. 83 in Indiana. Hi, Joey. Good to see you. I want to let you guys know too, I am just blown away by the response we've been getting to the Baptist fan class that we put out. I'm blown away. That's all I can say. Thank you, everyone. Really. Evelyn, good evening from New Haven, Indiana. Linda's here from Brisbane, Australia, where it's morning there. Charlene is here from Colorado, and Mary Lou from Western New York. And who else? Linda's here from a hot and muggy Sugarland, Texas. Yeah, sometimes being by that ocean can be fun, Lisa. Other times it's just hot. I get that. So let's take a look at what we're gonna be talking about tonight. Clamshells, and in particular, the clamshell template set. This is a 5-piece set of clamshells, and I'm going to kind of go over each one. These are definitely designed for the 1/2-inch ruler foot that we have. And there's a couple of things about clamshells that I like to talk about. Traditional clamshells. Traditional clamshells are twice as tall, twice as wide as they are tall. So let me show you what I mean by that. This is the clamshell that comes with our starter sampler set. And what we've got is 3 inches from here to here with our foot. So what happens is this will be 1.5 inches from our needle to this point on our template. If we take a look at the other side, it is going to be 1 inch wide and 1/2 inch tall. So if we take it up with let's just go ahead and take it with a ruler here. What you're going to see is from edge to edge, the template itself, and I'm going to turn this off, guys. The template itself, there we go, shows 1/2 inch. But remember, we have to add our foot. Our needle is going to be a half an inch to the left, half an inch to the right, making this clamshell 1/2 of an inch wide. And if we look from our etched line to the top of our template, it is 1/4 of an inch. But remember, we're adding our 1/4 of an inch with our with our foot, with our ruler foot. So therefore, it comes up to be 1 inch wide and 1/2 inch tall. And we can flip this over and we're going to see the same thing happen. Here is where our needle will be, and it's going to come across 1, 2, 3 inches. And our height is going to be 1 1/4 plus 1/4 of an inch to our needle. 3 inches by 1 1/2 inches. So that's kind of an easy sort of just kind of quick way to tell if you're going to do clamshells, how they're going to work out in size. And this one, what we've got, let's take a look. I'm going to put the center of my needle right there and right here. And so it's going to come over 2 inches. So if it comes over 2 inches, it should follow that the height is 1 inch. Okay. Any questions about that part? Okay, let's take a look where we're at here. Um, Pam's here from Maine. Hi, Pam. Welcome. Oh, Bonnie's here from Green Bay. 2 weeks in a row. That's a I think that's fantastic. If you hear me cut out for a minute, it's because I have to cough. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over a couple of those clamshells. And I know most of you have seen this before. This is not something new. But I do like to bring this out when I'm doing clamshells because I like to show you that clamshells don't have to be just half circles. Okay. We can free motion in them. We can put other templates in them. We can echo them. We can use this one as one of my favorites. That is a snowflake template in there. And then we have the hearts that I put in here. But suffice it to say that this whole piece was done with a template that measured 3 inches across and 1 1/2 inches tall. And here we go. There is 1, 2, oh, take that back, 4 inches wide and 2 inches tall. I had a larger clamshell for you. Okay, but the math is still the same. It's going to be twice as wide as it is tall. And our height is going to come from this point to this point. We're not taking into account all the other stuff. So that's just kind of a sample. Now there's something else I want to throw in here because I love throwing in monkey wrenches in to the mix. This is a clamshell-esque type of design. And let's take a look at what exactly sizes these clamshells are. And I do believe, yep, that's what I thought. This is my first clamshell that I put in. 3 inches wide, 1 1/2 inches tall. Okay. Then I came in with some of our other clamshells that aren't as tall as they are wide. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. They still have somewhat that roundish shape, but they're a little flattened. It's kind of like when they take those cupcakes and put it upside down on the frosting and smash it. They're a little flattened like that. So we're going to talk more about that, about different shapes of clamshells. And speaking of, here's a totally different um, shape of a clamshell. And this is considered a clamshell, even though it's a half hexagon. So we can take our templates and set it up like a clamshell to stitch and get all kinds of really different looks from it. This is one of my favorites. Okay, let's see who else is here. Oh my goodness. Nancy's here from Victoria. Good evening, Nancy. And Lorraine from Queensland. Good morning, Lorraine. Nice to see you. Oh, Maureen, good to see you here. And Rita, it's always so good. Very crisp and foggy morning in Northern Victoria. Oh, Linda, thank you. These are so pretty and they are so easy to do. That's what I like. Well, India, welcome. Now, Linda says if all the talk is too much, we'll just stop early. We understand. Linda, you're a sweetheart. Thank you so much. Oh, Bethany loves the hexagons. I did too. I thought that was just kind of, it started out as a bad experiment, but it came out beautiful. Definitely. Well, Chris is here. Chris from up the street. Poor Chris, she got cut short on a class yesterday because I was not feeling well. Roxanne's here from New Hampshire. And Margaret, good morning from Melbourne, Australia. So, now one of the other things that I wanted to bring to the table here today. Have you ever thought about using a clamshell to make a frame? That to me was just something I wanted to try. And once I tried it, I was totally enamored with it. So let me get the paper out that I drew this up on. And this is literally how I draw things. I know you can't see. Um, I know you can't see this one real well because this is just one I drew up, not specifically for a class. So what I did was my clamshells are 3 inches wide. So any multiple of three will work. 3, 6, 9. You don't even have to make a square. You can make a rectangle. And I first started with my regular clamshell. Then what I did was I picked my next clamshell, which is a squatty clamshell. And I want to make sure you can see that. So there's my squatty clamshell. That did the second one. And then I have a really, really squatty one that did the third one. And then on the inside, I did, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Yeah. I did my 1/2 inch by 1 inch. Now, the nice thing about the 1 inch is I could fit that into any of the multiples of the other clamshells that I have. 3 1 inch clamshells goes into 3 inches perfectly. So when I do these things, I write these little notes to myself because if I don't, I forget. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to do a frame. One of the things I've got to tell you when I was doing this frame, This reminded me, before I put the other things in it, the outside portion of this reminded me of the frame they had around the peephole in the TV show Friends. I don't know why. I never really watched that show, but everybody has seen it. Okay, so here's my 1/4 inch. Whoop, I need to move you back. Okay, here is my 1/4 inch line. So that's going to be 1/4 of an inch from the bottom of my foot. We're going to go 3 inches this way, 1.5 inches this way. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first. I'm going to start on a corner. Normally, I don't like to start on corners, but in this case, we pretty much have to, don't we? You guys put that stuff. Pull my bobbin thread up. Push my camera in. Want to make sure you've got a good view of it. There we go. Take and pull that thread back so I don't get a thread nest. 'Cause I really dislike thread nests. Now, sometimes when we draw in our lines, you'll notice that I might pull a little bit this way or this way. No, gotta show you better. I might pull a little this way or this way. It's because these pencil lines actually have a dimension. And we want to take that dimension into account as we're stitching. So here we go. First stitch in place, as always. Now, a lot of people say they find clamshells to be very difficult because it's an outside circle. And it is. It really is. But what you need to remember is to take your time. Stitch at a speed that's good for you. If that be slow, then stitch slow. If that's fast, stitch fast. But remember, the one thing that's universal is you do not want to push your foot against the template or the template against the foot to the point where you actually come off of the template. And for me, I have another challenge. If I look away from it, I will also fall off the template. So even when Ken's asking me for dinner, he has to wait till I'm done, right, honey? Right, honey? Right, honey? Bless his heart. He did dinner tonight. Okay, so here we go. Now this is a symmetrical template, so we only need stable toe on one side. But it is, we do want to keep, I came off of it there. We do want to keep, oh, something's going on here. And I know I put a clean bob, I just put a fresh bobbin in there. Just for you, Janice. Around we're gonna go. And we're going to stop here. Remember what I said, there's dimensions. So this may not be absolute perfect, but you know what? It's okay. It really is. It's fine. Just get it as close as you can. All right. Now, somebody may be thinking, well, why don't I do all three of the clams before I move on? Well, the reason being is this is actually much easier as opposed to switching out templates. Boy, I don't know what's going on there. I must have a burr in that. in my glider, which is old, probably as old as Methuselah. Okay, here we go. I like to slow down when I'm coming to the end. And here we go. We got good view. Hi, Bethany. Hi, Bethany. Yes, they do have these for long arms. This is the first set that I purchased for the long arm machine. Okay, Roxanne says she must investigate using her 221 for quilting. Kelly's here from Arizona. Hi, Kelly. Oh, and Deb is here too from the Finger Lakes region, best part of New York. Um, if you're thinking, Roxanne, about using your 221, remember your feed dogs do not drop on the featherweights. So you would need to take something like a recipe card and you would want to punch a hole in it for your needle to go through.
Playing card.
Or a playing card. Yeah, a playing card would probably be a lot stronger, wouldn't it?
Plastic one. Plastic coated.
The plastic coated ones, yeah. Okay, so now I have come all the way around. Cute, huh? But that's just not good enough. We're gonna do.
Says you need to move the camera.
Hmm?
That one says you need to move the camera.
Okay, how's that, Evelyn? Better? I might have just accidentally hit it. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, to me.
Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take what I call a squatty clam. It's not as rounded. What this is it is 1 inch tall and 3 inches wide. So let's go ahead and slip that one in. Now remember, each time we go around here, what's going to happen is that fabric is going to draw in. And that means we have to keep adjusting. Huh?
Okay.
So, and we can do that. I know you guys can do. Okay. Always wanting to watch this point right here. You want to make sure that this vertical line and this horizontal line is lining up. So all of these points will come together. I'm going to pull this up a little bit. There we go. So we're going to line up this vertical line and this horizontal line. And look at how beautiful that came together. Now we're going to go to the next one. And guys, this is what happens when you take your hands off of your template. I don't know if you can see or not, but I got just a little jog in there. Evelyn says you can't see the needle. Okay, hold on, Evelyn. That means I need to pull everything down. And there we go. Is that better? Okay. And now we're going to get our second round. Move this over here. And now we're just going to keep going around just like we did on the first one, making sure we line everything up. There we go. I love it when that, whoops. Something is getting held up here, guys. Not really sure what it is. There we go. Oh, and I came off of my tablet because I was looking away. It's good thing it's a practice run, right? There we go. That right there is okay. Evelyn says it's much better now. Good deal. All right. This is our second pass. And you can see why I'm doing it in separate passes because it just takes so much less time to move the templates around. Okay, now to come back out. There we go. And this, remember, is what I call the squatty clamshell. And right back into the corner. Make sure you make it all the way in that quarter. If you have your template moved a little bit, that's okay, adjust it. You definitely want to make sure you come back into that corner. Okay, here we go. Ooh, and I moved a big time on that one. There we go. Got it. As I'm working with this, I am thinking that because my hands are here, it might be beneficial to actually put stable tape on these two areas because I can't keep a constant pressure on these two. My foot has to go around them. I was thinking that might make things a little easier. These are things we learn from experience as we go on. Okay, guys. Just gonna come back up here and finish this one off. There we go. Now I'm going to put, I call this one my flat clamshell. Hi, Judy. Great to see you. And this is because it is very flat. And this one is 1/2 of an inch deep by 3 inches wide. So this one is just kind of an oddball. What I find is when we come here, our foot doesn't come straight all the way in. So when I use my spacing gauge here, it looks like I'm going to overshoot this, but I'm not. And the reason that I don't is because the joining on these two is not the same as the joining on the rest of them. Our foot does not snuggle in there. It's going to hit here and not here. So let me show you what I mean, okay? And there we go. So now we're going to pull it up. I'm always adjusting because these stitches keep drawing my fabric in. And right there, I need one more stitch. What do you think? We're getting a nice swag going on here. And it's no secret that I love a good swag. Okay, look up this way. And I'm going to come right to the point of the previous rotations. Line myself back up again. And to the next corner. We got two more sides to do here.
Donna Banning.
Donna says, okay, Donna says, I've been working with clamshells for days on a quilt border. I keep falling off because the quilt is getting stuck under the corners of my Sew Steady table. Okay, I know someone posted a fix with a pool noodle. And there's more than just that way to help you with that, Donna. My suggestion would be the Sew Steady arms that we have. They will actually pull your fabric and stuff up off of the table to keep it from doing that. That used to be a problem I had too, until I started using the suspension system. But that suspension system has become like my second, actually, it's another set of two hands for me. So if you don't have it, it's a great tool, great tool. Okay, so here is side number 3. Boy, we use pool noodles for everything, don't we, guys?
Oh, says responded.
Uh, I'm sorry. Okay, so Donna says she's using the arms and they're not helping. The weight is pulling them down. I have them all around the table. The quilt is getting stuck on them also. What may be happening, Donna, is you may have them stretched out too far. I have found that if I leave a coil halfway between where it attaches to the table and where my quilt attaches, I find that to be extremely helpful because that coil in there is really strong. The other thing is, depending on the size of your Sew Steady table, you can actually attach the suspension system to your table, your Sew Steady table, and that will help alleviate that too. So if you have any other questions, um, please let me know, okay, Donna? Okay, awesome. Deb Wilkins is using the Spinifex 8 and 9, incorporating them into the 24 by 24 quilts, making them for the local NICU. That is so awesome. I think that is just great. Our grandson was in the NICU when he was born for what, about a week? And he still has the quilt that covered his isolette. Okay, one more side, guys, and we have the outside of this done. And this is our last one. Just gonna do another little bit of lining up here. Now, I am not going to cut thread here. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 12-inch arc and I'm going to go around my 6-inch square. Oh, This is probably the easiest thing I've done all day today. Okay, there we go. Make sure you've got your spacing gauge all set up. There we go. You'll notice I really slow down a lot when I get over to these corners because I don't want to go shooting off the end and then have to pull my seam ripper out and give my sewing machine nasty looks, or worse yet, kick my husband. God. And this will be our last side. There we go.
Good luck.
Okay.
Is an advantage to starting taller and going shallower with the arcs.
No. You can start shallow and go tall, or start tall and go shallower. It really does not matter what you do. There's as long as you have a good technique for making sure that you're not pushing or pulling anything, you'll be fine. Okay, so here is my 1/2 inch by 1 inch, and I am going to line up this 1 inch. Now, what I want you to notice, and I'm going to move the camera over just a little bit because this is worth mentioning, okay? My lines aren't all perfect. It's okay. It's perfectly all right. I'm just going to come back here. There we go. And what you're going to see is when I get down here, I'm going to have to do some adjusting. And there, my foot got caught again. I think I need to probably get a new grid glider out. I've only had this one 5 years. I guess I can afford a new one, right? And I'm just going around, making sure that I hit that line. And we're going to come out this way. Now the corners. I'll bet somebody's going to ask, how do you treat the corners? Well, quite honestly, I just keep going around them because when I do, it's going to give us this really cool, nice little corner. And I'm going to show it to you right now. Keeping my template straight.
Mostly.
Mm,
Mostly.
Mostly, yeah. Ken said mostly, and he's right, mostly. I'm not perfect. Definitely. And I got one more to go. Now, what do you think? I kind of like this. I think it's a great Um, it's a great frame. I love how these corners come across each other. I think they look beautiful. And you can use anything you want inside of them. If you want to do an embroidery motif, that's a good place to do it. If you want to do a spinifex, that's also a good place to do it.
Looks like ruffles behind it.
Looks like ruffles. That's a lot of fun, guys. That's fun stuff. And we're going to go ahead and do this last little side, but I'm not going to do all the inside stuff that I stitched on that one. I just put cross hatching in here in the center. And I was good with that. There. Okay, just a couple more to go, and we've got this little frame finished. Now, this would be a great way to finish off some fussy cutting in your squares, too. All right, here we go. I'm going to lift up the camera again so you can see the whole thing. And it'll give you a real good idea of what we were going for here, okay? Here we go. There we go. And that is our frame. That is our little bitty frame. Like I said, spinifex you could put in here, embroidery you can put in here. There's a whole lot of other things you can put in there. So just play with it. Draw it out first. That's a big thing. I always encourage people, draw it out first. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is kind of a different thing. I haven't really shown you how to do regular clamshells today, but there's plenty of videos on that. So I really wanted to do something a little different. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take, oh, if I can find it. Okay, here's what I'm looking at. Yep, I am looking at another squatty clamshell. And this squatty clamshell is going to be 3/4 of an inch tall and 1 inch wide. Again, our rule does not apply to the squatty clamshells. It only applies to regular clamshells. So what I'm going to do is first going to get rid of some of these so that they don't go hitting the floor. Because we all know how famous I am for throwing things on the floor. And we're going to start here and we're going to come down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do first off, let me tell you, my lines are 1/2 of an inch apart. Okay, I'm going to start here. We're going to pull that bobbin thread up. There we go. I'm going to line my lines up, but you need to see them better. So I'm going to move my camera. Go ahead and bring it down just a little bit. Hi, Kathy. Well, thank you, Bethany. Kathy said her mind is working overtime. Yeah, sometimes I wonder about mine. Okay, so here we're going to go. Squatty clamshells. These are 3/4 of an inch high and 1 inch wide. You may find that you like to stitch these in a different orientation. Some people like to go left to right, some from the bottom to the top. Obviously, I like to go from the top to the bottom. It's just whatever your personal preference is. There is no right or wrong way of doing it. You just do it the way that works best for you. Okay, there we go. Get myself realigned here. There we go. Don't forget to keep those stitches a little smaller.
Yeah. Well, yeah, huh? Yeah.
This is number 2. And again, we're going to stop on the line, the horizontal line. Now this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to twist this template around. Now the lines I'm looking at, and these are important. Deb has a question.
Do the shallower clamshells you are using come in a set. It's part of 5 set, right?
This is part of this set as far as other ones are concerned. Let me take a quick look. I think that they are. Yes, there's a westerly squat oval clamshells. It is not necessarily in a set. Hang on just a second here. What it does is it gives you options. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this, we're going to copy that. I want to get it on the site for you. And we'll be able to post it. Whoops. Do it that way. Need to go like this. All right. So Deb, here is the link to the squatty clamshells. Okay. And again, if you have any questions, please just get a hold of me. Not a problem. Okay. So what I'm lining up here, guys, I am lining up my horizontal line, which I'm using as a vertical line, whatever way works best for you. And what I'm making here is really an oval, kind of a weird oval, albeit still an oval. Over one, there we go. One stitch in place. Nice and steady. And there it's met up perfectly on that one. And here we go. This is the number 3. Now we've come 3 inches. Okay.
Jim Watkins says thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Deb. Anytime. Anytime. So now we have choices to make. If you want to, you can stitch in the ditch on the way down. If you don't have a ditch to stitch into, you can easily stitch down the drawn line that we've made. Or if you really are a glutton for punishment like me, you can stop, break thread, and come into the next one. For the sake of demonstration, I am just going to stitch down. Okay, get my spacing gauge out. There we go. And one more stitch. There we go. You got it now. All right. I'm going to repeat. Well, I'm not going to do it with that side. I'm going to do it with this side. I am really trying not to laugh because when I do, I start coughing. That's not a good thing. Okay, there we go. Remember, don't push against that template and don't push that template against the foot. I find that the easiest way to make sure I don't do either of those things is to take it nice and slow. Be purposeful. Now, somebody's going to say this kind of looks like an egg in a dart. And if I did not put this top row on, yes, it would be an egg and dart. And what you will see with the difference, the squatty or the rounded clamshells, is that it's going to change how the egg and dart is going to look
You're almost.
on these connectors. Yep, I see that. So it will change how this is going to look. So now I'm going to come in and I'm going to put my next set. Oh, get everybody back on track here, huh? And up to meet that. There we go. Perfect. You know, these are things that I don't like to rush through for a couple reasons. One is because I love doing this so much, but also because I really take pride in my results. And for me, that means slowing down and making sure that I am quilting this with the designs that is either in my mind, keep getting off here, or on my paper. Okay. I'm going to do this two more times, and the reason is going to be clear in a minute. Okay, there we go. That, do you see what I did here? I put the wrong side on again. I am just determined to put the wrong side of this template on.
Yeah, easy.
I did.
No harm.
That's right. I probably don't have to stop at each intersection, but I do that because I want to make sure that I get that point sharp. And by stopping with my needle down, I'm assured that that will happen. There we go. Sorry, excuse me. I'm gonna do, did I knock it off again? Seems like every time I cough, I knock the camera out of whack. Okay, almost there, guys. Mm, I came off a little bit there. No worries. I'm just going to go ahead and move myself back into position. There we go. Perfect. And this is why it's called practice. We get to find out where our shortcomings are so that we can work on them. And if anybody tells you they have no shortcomings, they're not telling you the truth because we all do. We all have those perfect templates that we love because they just work really well for us. And we all have those templates that tend to be a little bit more of a challenge. And that's okay to keep challenging ourselves so that everything looks great in the end. Okay, almost there, guys. Okay, I'm going to leave it right there. And that's what we've got. Okay. Now, the last thing that I want to show you is a little um, treatment that I put on here that I really didn't expect would turn out that well. But you know what? It did. And I'm really glad I did. So I'm coming back up here and I'm going to stop here. Now, what I'm taking is I am going, remember this is 1 inch by 3/4 of an inch. This time I'm going to use the 1 inch by 3 inches. And what I'm going to do with it is it's going to come right here. I knew how to do this. Okay. I'm going to start with it going in this direction. This isn't going to make sense right now, but you'll see in a minute. Then I'm going to go ahead, move it up. I got a glare in there. Let me get out if at all possible. Could you turn that light off, Ken? Maybe that'll help. Oh, perfect. Thank you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm doing the 3 inch by 1 inch. So it's going to bypass a couple of these rows and go up higher. Okay, now I'm going to come back down here. I think some hooligans are ready to go outside. And I can't say as I blame them. It's so really warm up here. So I'm going to come back down on the next 1/2 inch line. Now I'm going to replace my template and we're going to come back up like this. Oh, there we go. See, I come off of it. Don't let that throw you. It's just part of what happens, especially when you're doing it live. That happens. That happens. I'm so glad that you all give me the grace that I need to make mistakes. Okay, now I'm going to come back to this line. Again, these are all happening in bar. Go in here. And now we're going to turn it again. And we're going to do it one last time. Okay, and there we go. I really like how this took off and started making its little design. And as it was coming to life, and I should have one here going out, I was really pleased with it. The drawing was awesome. And here we go. We're going to come down and finish that one out. Okay. So this time I'm going to go backwards on it. I know you guys get tired of hearing me say you should be able to stitch in all directions, but it is a very important skill. There we go. So this just finishes it off nicely. You know, this is a really nice fill, and you can do it in bigger sizes. It's easy, it's mesmerizing is what it is. And you can do a whole quilt like that or just a part of a quilt. It's entirely up to you. But I love if I was going to do a block with this fill, what I would do is I would come back and I would add this outside edging to it. Okay, there we go. I think it just really finishes everything off and makes it look much more complete. So that is what I've got for you. Oh, I have one more thing. I'm sorry. I wanted to show you this as well. Clamshells as a border. Here it is. These are all clamshells. They're all different size clamshells, depth-wise. They're all the same size horizontally. They're all different vertically. Some of these are oval clamshells, which we have also. So you can see just with these clamshells that I was able to get this. Oh, no, I guess I used this one first. Yep. Then I would have used this one second. Then I would have used this one third. And then the last one would have been an oval clamshell. So you can do this swag just like that, just with this set of templates. So you have a lot of diversity available to you here, and you're really only limited by your imagination. And I love watching what you guys come up with. It is so amazing. All of the designs that I see, all of the quilts that I see, I look at them and I envy you guys because you're so good. You really are. And I hope you keep on coming around. I hope you keep on learning. I hope that we have many more days, weeks, months, and years to do this sort of thing. Now, tomorrow morning, my plan is to be here at 8 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock Mountain Time, 6 o'clock Pacific Time, and 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And we are going to be looking at the Spinifex 7. The other thing I want to remind you of, on Thursday, the 19th, We are going to be launching our third quarter Elevate box. Okay, is the 4-inch one part of the, Bonnie just asked, is the 4-inch one part of the set? You're talking about this one, Bonnie? It is not. This is an oval. It's an oval clamshell. It's a separate one. Okay. Um, Linda's got it right. 9 o'clock Eastern. I'm sorry, guys. My head's a little fuzzy. So anyway, on Thursday we're going to be launching. I'm going to be on about 1 o'clock Central Time. So if you want to tune in. The other thing that I want to say again is thank you guys so much. The response to the class that I put up today on the Baptist stand has just been absolutely phenomenal. You guys have blown my socks off today. You really have. And I really owe it all to you because you give me the energy and the desire to keep producing content, educational content. I love it. I love seeing you here. I love the fact that you take time out of your day to come in here and invite me into your day. That really means a lot to me. So, what I would like you to do if you have the opportunity is like, subscribe, and share, of course. And I'm hoping that, oh, Linda says it's going to be 3 a.m. Friday morning in Eastern Australia. Oh, goodness, Linda. Well, hi, Kathy. Anyway, oh, goodness. Hope to see you soon. And till we meet again, let's quilt.